Hi everyone, it's Janis here. About 4 years ago, when I was still working in corporate, I was given a task to promote one of the line workers to team supervisor. At that time, I was operations manager, and that was my direct responsibility. Well, no problem, I thought. So I put together a job description and outlined the application process. I gave 2 weeks for the staff to apply. We only advertised position internally in that department as we wanted the supervisor to have good experience with the product. And at that time, there were 14 people in team. Our previous supervisor had recently left and there were talks about who will take the position. So I knew that people were interested. 1 week later, I had exactly 0 applications. I started to wonder if I should increase the application time, but it didn't make sense. All I was asking for was their CV and a short cover letter addressing why they would be the best candidate. That is 2 to 3 hours jobs at the max. Comes second week's Wednesday and one of the directors of the business is asking a question. How many applications do you have for the supervisor position? My answer, 0. By that time, I already knew this is coming and I instantly added, well, if no one is applying internally, we'll just have to advertise externally to fill the position. In reality, I was freaking out and I was really considering to extend the application time to another week as there were just 2 days left till the deadline of application. On Thursday lunchtime, I received my first application. Yes, I thought to myself, at least I have one candidate who have applied for the position. And then on Friday, the magic happened. I received 7 more applications to the position. That's right, by end of the Friday, I had 8 applications from a total of 14 people. I could not believe it. Whether or not you're aware of it, you've probably experienced Parkinson's Law many times in your life as well. In college, you have all semester to write a paper, and yet most of the people write it in the last week and submit it in the very last day it's due. You know 6 months in advance that you're going on beach holiday, but instead of watching your diet since you booked the tickets, you went on a crash diet 4 weeks before the trip. And of course, when you have to prepare a presentation in 2 weeks' time, you will leave it till the last day and then do it in one go. What is Parkinson's Law? Kirill Parkinson, a British historian, first observed the trend during his time with the British Civil Services. He noted that as bureaucracy expanded, they became more inefficient. He then applied this observation to a variety of other circumstances, realizing that as the size of something increased, its efficiency dropped. In one sentence, Parkinson's Law states, work expands so as to fill the time available for its completion. So if you want to learn Spanish in 2 years, then you will most likely learn it in 2 years. However, if the same person decides to learn it in 6 months, then it will happen in 6 months. Of course, you can't just make a wish and say, I want to learn new language every week and expect miracles to happen. But there is definitely truth in Parkinson's Law. So next time, when you think about how much time to allocate for a particular task or activity, keep in mind that Parkinson's Law is at the play. Deadlines are either given or decided, and based on the time given, these activities will take up given time. So if your boss wants you to make a video in 3 hours, then you will deliver on that request. And if you want to write 1 blog post a week, then that's what you will most likely achieve. As you can see, there is a great benefit to know how Parkinson's Law works, because you can become more productive and efficient. So I wanted to share 5 strategies of how to take advantage of Parkinson's Law. Number 1, break down your tasks and goals. Parkinson's Law always strikes the hardest when you have numerous tasks with faraway deadlines. The best way to fix this, of course, is to break down your big tasks into smaller, bite-sized tasks. And if you have a big goals, then set out milestones for them. If you want to write 120 blog posts this year, you can always put it off till later, until there is no more time to get it done. Instead, you can set out milestones of writing 10 blog posts per month. This will keep you on track, and within 1 month time, you will know if you are on track to achieve your ultimate goal. And you can go even further and aim for 1 blog post every 3 days. By following these little milestones, you will make sure that you're not falling behind the plan. Number 2, know what done means. It is not always easy to know for sure when the task is finished. The more perfectionist you are, the most likely you are a victim of Parkinson's Law. There is always that one more thing to add and fix. The best way to tackle this challenge is to be clear about outcome of your tasks. So instead of having task that says work on app development, which is a task that cannot be completed, you can be more precise and say prepare documentation for invite feature. Now you know what you're doing and task can be actually completed once you have written an invite feature documentation. Do the same with all your tasks and you will see your productivity increasing. Number 3, minimize overwhelm. Sometimes you make your to-do list so long that you don't know where to start. This is a big mistake because you will feel overwhelmed and probably end up getting nothing done. Instead, you have to be smart about what you put on your list to be as productive as possible. Now, you don't want to put 2 simple items on the list without deadlines, as those 2 items will expand to take up all your day. But you want to avoid overwhelm feeling that stops you from getting things done. So I suggest you make your list with the most important tasks on the top with the deadlines and then moving on to less important activities. Number 4, challenge yourself. When you have a tight deadline, it forces your brain to figure out the ways to get it done in the time available. We usually don't put ourselves in that position, but it comes as an aha moment. If you miss the bus to the work and instead of waiting for the next one, you decided to walk, then you might discover that it actually takes less time for you to walk instead of taking a bus because of the traffic in the mornings. The goal here with challenging yourself is to continuously improve and find better ways of doing your tasks. And one way of doing that is giving those tasks less time for completion. Number 5, know what's next. I have experienced this by myself many times. I'll have my last task on the list for the day. And it will be something small, like review content from my team and send feedback. Literally 20 minutes job. But this single task will take me an hour or more to complete. The reason for this is that I don't have a next thing on my list. This has happened to me many times and I have to be self-aware when I approach my last task on the list. So always make sure that you know what's the next activity. I hope that these strategies will help you to battle Parkinson's Law and get more things done in less time. When you are setting your goals and deadlines, remember that you will achieve them in the time frame you set. If you want to manage your time better, have more structure in your life, and achieve your goals, make sure you check out my time planning application. You can set goals and track progress towards them, create time blocks and build your own daily structure, as well as log your time and measure your performance. Best of all, it's totally free, so press here to check it out right now. I'm working on new videos every day, so be sure you subscribe so you don't miss my next episode.